Time now for Truth or Fake. I'm joined by James Creedon. Hello, James.
Hi, Tom.
Now, you've been working, of course, in association, as always, with the France 24 Observers. Tell us about this so-called Liberty Convoy of truckers. We've been talking about it in the news a bit. This is happening in Canada. It's generated lots of reaction. Even the cartoon The Simpsons seem to be talking about it.
That's right.
How's that happened?
Well, they're very, very fast off the mark, or indeed they were predicting the future. Let's take a look at this extract from The Simpsons that's been circulating online.
Look, son, it's one of nature's most beautiful sights, the convoy! Oh, oh, oh no! They're coming in through the back door! Oh no! Oh no!
So that seems scarily accurate. I mean, because basically this convoy converged on Ottawa and Justin Trudeau left the building, even left the city out of concerns for his security. But actually, too good to be true, these were two different extracts from The Simpsons that were edited and put together. One, going back to 2009, in fact, you can see an extract of it here on YouTube, where Homer is a trucker, basically. And then 20 years later, The Simpsons meet Justin Trudeau, who's portrayed as a bit of a clownish kind of character in this particular extract. So that was all edited together to give the impression that The Simpsons had actually come up with an episode that sort of predicted everything that would happen. Not for the first time. People have said, gosh, are the writers of The Simpsons some sort of oracles or clairvoyants? Because they seem to have kind of got future events pretty accurately. But I suppose when you have thousands and thousands of episodes clocked up over the years with all sorts of fanciful, themes going on, it's not surprising that truth then ends up echoing the fiction. So
Yes.
Two different episodes of The Simpsons edited together to produce a rather funny and scarily accurate depiction of current events in Canada. But it's fake.
Indeed, and it's interesting because I actually fell for that one, and then it reminded me of that one of Donald Trump going up the escalator of Trump Tower, having just won the elections, and that was spot on.
That was spot on, yes.
That was
There's some sort of psychic ability in the writers group.
We definitely need to get some people from The Simpsons to come and tell us what's happening in the world.
Right.
Now, there have been some videos circulating suggesting that truckers in other countries are taking a page out of the book of those truckers in Canada. Is that the case?
So I suppose, again, because there's been such a massive amount of participation in this convoy, and events like this can take on a viral quality. We saw sort of when you had the Yellow Vest protests here in France, there were echoes of that in some other parts of the world. So it wouldn't be surprising if that were to happen. But the Observers team have been looking at a number of examples that appear not to be true at all. This is showing Italian truckers now mobilising, with reports Aussies are ready to go, and the UK and Europe as well. Now, in fact, if you look down through these examples, this one is in Brazil, and what the Observers team were able to determine is that these were supporters for Jair Bolsonaro in May 2021. So yes, it's Brazil. It is quite recently, but it was in May of last year, and it had nothing to do with current events in Canada. The scenes that were filmed in Italy, which ended up being shared some 30,000 times by one Twitter account. In fact, it was in the municipality of Carmagnole, but it was on the 25th of September, and it was to celebrate the feast day of St. Michael, which ends up with a certain amount of support in all sorts of different and surprising ways, such as a convoy of trucks. And there was a third video that was in North Carolina. If I can find it, the video is further up. There appears to be a little bit of a technical difficulty in showing you that video, Tom. Some weird little jigsaw puzzle
because it's fake.
All right, here it is, and it was in South Carolina rather, and that was 28th of August 1921, a fundraising for the Special Olympics. So you see, and it's very easy to take an image that appears like the current events in Canada in another part of the world and say, well, there you go, that's clearly in support of that event. Except convoys of truckers actually happen for all sorts of different reasons.
That just
maybe not all the time.
That just looks like the slow lane of pretty much any major road anywhere in the world.
Exactly. So there you go. There are a couple of examples pulled together by the Observers team showing that various different convoys of truckers have, well, nothing to do in this in these instances with events in Canada. But actually, if you look a little bit closer, there have been some echoes that have taken place. This is in the Netherlands, in Friesland, where 75 truckers participated in a protest, so that's not a very big number. But there have been a lot of protests in the last couple of weeks and months against Mark Rutte's quite strict COVID measures in the Netherlands. And so this was sort of an echo of what's been going on in Canada. But then you can see the people have been reacting to that, saying, the truckers are now joining from all over the world, moving as one people to set you free. So taking what is in fact a very small event, echoing events in Canada, and saying it's a global sort of reaction. So it's very easy to get these sort of details wrong, but that's not to say that there is no possibility of people being, I suppose, inspired by what's happening in Canada.
Yeah, I'd say some of those people have been clutching at straws slightly there, but thank you very much indeed for helping us detect what's true and what's not. James Creedon with today's edition of Truth or Fake. Thank you. Up next here on Friday.